بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. لقد جاءت رسل ربنا بالحق، ثم الصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على أول الخلق والعدد، سيدنا ونبينا وحبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبي القاسم محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين الأئمة المعصومين المنتجبين، ولا سيما حجة الله في الأراضين روحي وأرواح المؤمنين لتراب مقدمه الفداء. أما بعد، فقد قال الله في محكم كتابه الكريم وهو أصدق القائلين وقوله الحق: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وادع إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة وجادلهم بالتي هي أحسن. For the past six nights, we have taken the three statements of Imam Ali al-Hadi salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayh, and we have talked about them in detail, explaining from the Quran and from the narrations of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. And we have proven that the path of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam is the only path to Allah. When the Imam says, وَإِلَى سَبِيلِهِ تُرْشِدُونَ, to his path you do guide. How do you guide to his path? With wisdom and good advice. And as a Shia, what do I pray to Allah? To make me amongst those who follow the path of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, just like they have called other people to Allah's path. The path of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam is such a path that if we were to look in the history, many people have passed the test to be a Shia of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, and many others have failed. So as a Shia of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, I should look at both of these people. Why has some people failed, and why have the other people passed the test of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam in order to become a true Shia of theirs? Like Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi says, ما أكثر العبر وأقل الاعتبار. Lessons to learn from are many, but learners are few. If you were to see in the Quran, all Allah speaks about is the people who lived before us, the nations of Shu'aib, the nation of Prophet Nuh, the nation of Prophet Musa, the nation of Prophet Isa, the nation of Prophet Ibrahim, and many more. Allah mentions stories about them in the Holy Quran. Now, after all, Quran is not a book of story that whenever you and I are free we can read it to pass some time. It is to derive lessons from it. Allah wants us to take lessons from the people who were there before us. And this is why Allah also says in the Quran, تِلْكَ أُمَّةٌ قَدْ خَلَتْ لَهَا مَا كَسَبَتْ وَلَكُمْ مَا كَسَبْتُمْ. Those people or those nations have gone now. Whatever they have done, they will be held accountable for. And what you do, you will be held accountable for. Allah will not ask you for what they did, and they won't be questioned for what you do. But yes, what has happened from them is that we take lessons from these people. Again, Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib says, learn from the examples of the people before you, and don't be an example that people will learn from, as in a bad example. Now some people will say, for example, Fulan person have done a business, he has failed in it, make sure you learn from his mistakes. Don't repeat those same mistakes. Or someone, for example, a youth example could be used, is a friend of yours have bought a phone and he has told you that the faults in this phone. Would you go ahead and buy this phone? You wouldn't. You would refrain from this phone. Allah does the same thing in history or the Quran. Allah is telling you 1, 2, 3 people have gone through this. That's why they have failed. 1, 2, 3 people have gone through this. They have passed. So you should abide with those who have passed my test, not those who have failed. This is why on the Day of Judgment, Allah has left no one any excuse to come forward and tell Allah, oh Allah, I was ignorant about something. And this is, I briefly spoke about this last night. If we were to be ignorant about something, it is because I made a choice not to learn, not because I did not have the resources to learn. So in order to become a Shia of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, or someone who walks on their path, there are some qualities that I have to abide with. Some of these qualities have to be in me. It's not just enough that yes, I know Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam's path is the true path, is the right path. Like I also said, Siratu Aliyin haqqun numsikuhu. Ali's path is the Siratu Mustaqim, we hold on to it. But by holding, what do I mean? It's not enough that I call myself a Shia. The ulama have gone even further. Never mind just calling yourself a Shia. Someone could be offering 5 times prayer a day. Someone could be fasting throughout Ramadan, throughout Rajab, Sha'ban, and many other mustahabs throughout the year. Someone who could go Hajj every year. Someone who does khums, zakat, and beside this, he opens charities. He takes care of orphans. Yet, if this person does not abide with these qualities, he has done himself no favor whatsoever. Why? Like I explained in last night, there are 2 of those qualities that were present in the Shuhada of Karbala. If only one of these qualities they failed to have, they wouldn't be where they are now. They wouldn't be the companions of Imam al-Hussein. Also, we mentioned that people on both sides, they were salat, they offered salah, both of them. Umar ibn Sa'd, in fact, when he started the war on Imam al-Hussein on the 10th day, he said this to his people, "O people, get on your horses and be ready to enter heaven." So the call of Umar ibn Sa'd has encouraged his people that you are on the right path. Go and fight al-Hussein. Go and kill Hussein. Hussein prayed, Umar ibn Sa'd prayed. Hussein called towards Haqq, Umar ibn Sa'd called towards Haqq. But what is it that differentiated these 2 armies from Haqq and Batil? It is these qualities that we talked about yesterday and today, and inshallah I will mention some qualities tomorrow. So number 1 was to believe in al-Ghaib. If I'm someone who believes in al-Ghaib, for example, in the unseen, I do not see my Imam, yet I believe in him. I have not seen heaven, hell, yet I believe in them. I do not see Allah, yet I believe in him. Provided I have logical reasons to believe in them. I cannot just say like Allah speaks in the Quran that when the Prophet told people to believe in him, they said, why should I leave the religion of my father and forefathers and believe in your Allah? We should not be the same, that my father raised me on the path of Ahlul Bayt, this is why I'm a Shia. I should have a logical reason. I should have things from the Quran, verses from the Quran, narrations from the Ahlul Bayt to prove why are Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam the haqq way, and why is it that if you go against them, you go on the batil way. Today, the third quality that the people of Karbala had, it was basira. It is to have a foresight that if I'm fighting along al-Hussein, I'm certain that Hussein is on haqq. Now people on the other side, they were confused. They said, sometimes they thought about their fighting, they said, I am fighting against Hussein, the grandson of the Prophet, is it haqq or batil? Why? Because they did not have basira, they did not have a foresight. For example, you and I pray, many Muslims pray, but why do we still fall in sins when Allah in the Quran says, Inna salata tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar wa la dhikrullahi akbar. Certainly, Allah says certainly, there's no doubt that salah, if you were to offer salah, it would keep you away from sins and aggression. But why do we see that Muslims who offer 5 times a day salah, yet they commit sins? Because they do not have the foresight of salah. They do not understand the real meaning of salah. Like the Prophet says, As-salatu mi'rajul mu'min. Prayer is the mi'raj for mu'min. It elevates him. Not just you give it 2-3 minutes exercise and you leave. Or I take it as a habit. I should understand the basira behind salah, the basira behind fasting. Or when I go hajj, why do I go hajj? When I give khums, why do I give khums? When I have to fight my own self, the desires within, the haram ones, why do I have to fight them? I have to have a basira. And this narration from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam makes things even clear. The Imam says, Al-amilu ala ghayri basira كالسائر على غير الطريق لا يزيده سرعة المشي إلا بعدا. Something you and I should learn from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. Ja'fariya, are we not? Ja'far al-Sadiq, we believe in Ja'far. We are all Ja'fari. What does our Ja'fari Imam tell us? Al-amilu, someone who acts upon Islam, not someone who just claims he's a Muslim or a Shia. Imam is talking to those who have taken Islam and they act upon it. What does he say to them? Al-amilu ala ghayri basira. Someone who does not have a foresight of the action he is doing. What will happen to him? The Imam says, كَالسَّائِرِ عَلَى غَيْرِ الطَّرِيقِ. Without having a foresight, you will lose the path you are walking on. What happens if you lose the path? Or what happens if you don't have a foresight? لا يزيده سرعة المشي إلا بعدا. The faster you walk, the further away you get from your true destination. If you do not have a foresight, you could pray all day, you could fast all days, but you will lose your path. And this is exactly what happened in the Battle of Siffin. 1 year, more than a year, people who were with Imam Ali alayhi salam, they were fighting Muawiyah. And they were winning. The people of Amir al-Mu'mineen, the army of Amir al-Mu'mineen, they were winning the Battle of Siffin. Why? Because it was the Battle of Swords. I have to go and fight him because Imam Ali alayhi salam told me that I'm on haqq and he's on batil. But as soon as Muawiyah raised Quran on top of the spear, what did these people do? They went back to the Imam and they said to him, how could you fight someone who has Quran on the spear? Had they had the foresight, they would have seen that Imam Ali alayhi salam is al-Qur'anun natiq, the real Quran, and what these people are raising, they're raising Quran for their own personal reasons. But what did they do? They fought against Imam Ali, and from here, a group by the name of Khawarij was established. Later on, this group of Khawarij was the reason to kill Imam Ali alayhi salam. So they were Shi'as of Imam Ali. When Muawiyah raised the Quran, they went against Ali, but they were not just enough with going against Imam Ali. They killed Imam Ali alayhi salam. If you were to read history, you would find that Muawiyah did not even have the audacity to call Imam Ali a kafir. He swore at Imam Ali. He cursed Imam Ali, but he never called Imam Ali a kafir. These people have called Imam Ali a kafir as well. They were Shi'as. But because they did not have the quality of foresight, the basira, they went against their Imam of time, thinking that they are on the straight path. If you go and read the history, each one of them prayed Salatul Layl. Some of you, or even myself, we do not know the advantage of Salatul Layl. These people, they prayed Salatul Layl. They prayed 5 times a day. Their foreheads, because of sujood, has become black. That's how much sujood they have done. Yet, they killed their Imam of time. Why? Because they lacked the reasoning behind this worship. So you and I should ask ourselves, yes, we are on this path of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. But do we have the foresight that the people of Hussein had? When Allah speaks in the Quran, He says, Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu. Again, the khitab, the addressing, is to the mu'mineen. Allah is not talking to anyone else. You have believed in Ali and Al Ali. I am talking to you. What should you do? Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu kunu ansar Allah. Be amongst those who help in the way of Allah. كما قال عيسى ابن مريم للحواريين من أنصاري إلى الله. Just like Prophet Isa alayhi salam asked his people, the Hawariyun, who wants to help me in the way of Allah? قال الحواريون نحن أنصار الله. Every one of those Hawariyeen said, we will help you in the way of Allah. Then the alim carries on saying, قال أصحاب الحسين نحن أنصار الله. The companions of Imam al-Hussein, they said to the Imam, we will help you in the way of Allah. Why? Because they had the quality of believing in the unseen. They had the quality of obedience, total obedience. Not whatever I like I take, whatever I dislike I leave. Whatever Hussein gave to them, they believed in him. And the shahada that we're going to recite today about Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam, Imam Abbas or Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam was one of the shuhada who totally submitted to the Imam. He did not even, if the Imam said something, he wouldn't even give his own opinion. That's how much he believed in his Imam of time. That's how much he submitted to Imam al-Hussein. Why? Because he had a foresight. He knew that Hussein is on al-Haq and Haq is with Hussein. I may be the son of Amir al-Mu'mineen, but Hussein is son of Amir al-Mu'mineen and he is my Imam of time as well. The example that could be used for foresight, to make it more simpler, is if someone was to go to a showroom and he was to buy a car, brand new car, he paid 30k, 40k for it. He checks that the tires are fine, the engine's working fine, the tank is full of fuel. Now he wants to head to his destination, which is in another city. But to get to this city, he has to go through a road that does not have light in it. And he has to go through that road at night. Now, when he drives his car, everything's perfect. As soon as he wanted to switch the lights on, he sees that they are not turning on. The fuse is not working. Now that everything is fine except for light, what will happen to him? His path is he has to go straight. If he was to swerve a little to the right because he does not see the path, the faster he drives, the further away he will get from his destination, right? Why? Because he does not have the foresight of where he's going. Likewise in Islam, you could be someone who prays, you could be someone who fasts, you could be someone who reads Quran every day, someone who does Hajj, but because of the lack of foresight, you think you are on the Sirat al-Mustaqim, but you're actually going further and further away from Sirat al-Mustaqim. This is what the people of Karbala did against Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. They called the Imam, but then they left the Imam. But had they had the foresight of who Hussein is, they wouldn't have left him. Had they known who Hussein is, they wouldn't have left Hussein alayhi salam. An ayah in the Quran, Allah speaks about Basira. Look how beautiful this is. Allah says, أَفَلَمْ يَسِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ. Have they not walked the planet? Now Allah, when He says walk the planet, doesn't mean I go on a holiday. Allah wants me to understand from the people who were there before me. أَفَلَمْ يَمْشُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ. Have they not walked the earth to understand from the people before them? فَتَكُونَ لَهُمْ قُلُوبٌ يَعْقِلُونَ بِهَا أَوْ آذَانٌ يَسْمَعُونَ بِهَا. So they could contemplate with their hearts and they could hear or listen with their ears. What should they listen to? Allah then says, فَإِنَّهَا لَا تَعْمَى الْأَبْصَارِ وَلَكِنْ تَعْمَى الْقُلُوبُ الَّتِي فِي الصُّدُورِ. It is not the sight that become blind, rather it is the heart that becomes blind. So you could see everything around you, but because your heart has no light of Iman or faith, you could go against your Imam of time. You could go against the will of Allah, yet you think that you are on the straight path. Again, an ayah from the Quran, some people, Allah speaks about these kind of people. What does He say about them? That some people, they do action in this life in such a way that they think they're doing it for their akhirah, but what it does, it is taking them away from akhirah. Many examples. In fact, you could know someone or a family that they claim or they're actually doing good actions, but because their foundation is not firm. If your foundation is not firm, no matter what you build on that foundation, will collapse one day. But the foundation, if the foundation is firm, no matter how you go, you'll keep going higher. So this is why you have to understand the reasoning behind standing of Imam al-Hussein in Karbala. Why did some people leave al-Hussein? Why did some people stick to Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam? One of those people was by the name of Burayr, one of the shuhada in Karbala. When prior to the fighting in Karbala or reaching Karbala, Hur comes with his army and he tells the Imam, I have orders from Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad, la'natullahi alayh, not to allow you to enter Kufa. I have to divert your path to Karbala. This is the way you have to go through. Nevertheless, they had arguments, the both armies. Burayr, after this argument, comes to Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. Look at Burayr's foresight. He did not say that, oh Imam, we have the knowledge, or we are on the right path, because they knew they are on the right path. He says, we thank Allah to make us die in your hands, O Aba Abdullah. This is a true companion who knows where he's heading to with Imam al-Hussein, yet he does not doubt his Imam. He doesn't tell him, oh, why don't we change our path and go elsewhere and start preaching, oh Hussein. No. If Hussein wants to go Karbala, Burayr will go with him. Habib will go with him. Muslim will go with him. Abis ibn Shabib will go with him. Abis. Have you heard this name before in Karbala? Abis. Who is Abis? As he was given permission and he was heading to the battlefield, he kept staring back at Imam al-Hussein. Imam al-Hussein had a habit that whenever a companion would leave, he would bid him farewell. That's how much he loved them. He wouldn't tell them in the tent, okay, you go. The Imam would walk them out, he would sit them on the horse and he would tell them, you can go now. Abis says, as I was going to the battlefield, I kept staring in the eyes of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. But the looking in Imam al-Hussein, he says, Hubbul Husseini ajannani. What I saw in the eyes, the love I saw in Imam al-Hussein's eyes for me has made me insane. That's how much Imam al-Hussein loved his companions. What does Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen say about Abis, or Abis ibn Shabib, Shabib was the father of Al-Abis, who happens to be the companion of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Imam says about them, about this tribe, that if only 1,000 of them was present on planet Earth, Allah would have been worshipped the way He deserves to be worshipped. Only 1,000 of them. These are the companions of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. They had the knowledge of al-Ghayb. They had the knowledge of that I have to obey my Imam. They had a foresight of what they are heading to. And this is why when you and I were not there, they were still there. When you and I will go from here, they will still be there. Because they knew if I go with Hussein, I would become eternal. And that's what they have become now. That's what they have achieved. Go to Karbala now on the 10th day of Muharram or in Arba'een, you will find people, everyone saying Assalamu ala al-Hussein wa ala Ali ibn al-Hussein wa ala awlad al-Hussein wa ala ashab al-Hussein. In fact, when you go to Imam al-Hussein shrine, if you, inshallah, may Allah take everyone or give them the opportunity to go there, you will see that before you enter the shrine of Imam al-Hussein, on your left, Habib's buried there. On your right, the Ashab are buried there. So before you approach Imam al-Hussein, you'll have to go through his Ashab. You will send your salutations to the Ashab. Because if it wasn't for them, Karbala wouldn't have taken place. The Imam Hussein had to teach people or generations a lesson. And if it wasn't for these people in Karbala, Islam wouldn't be what we have right now. One of those people was Abbas, the son of Ali, the son of Abu Talib, alayhi salam. Hazrat Abbas, alayhi salam, was seeing on the day of Ashura that everyone's leaving. The number kept decreasing further and further down. He goes to Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, he says, oh master, he never called him a brother, he called him a master. He said to him, I think it is my time to go, O Aba Abdullah. Please give me permission. Imam alayhi salam said to him, how could I let you go when you are the Hamil al-Liwa? Hamil al-Liwa is someone who carries the flag and he is the most brave in the army. That was Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam. Imam Hussein told him, I do not allow you to go. Abbas walked out and he entered the tent where the children were crying, Al-Atash, Al-Atash. We want to drink water. Abbas alayhi salam couldn't take this. He went back to Imam al-Hussein. He says to him, Oh Abu Abdullah, I want you to grant me permission to go and bring water for these kids. I don't want to fight. I just want to bring water for these kids to quench their thirst. Oh Abu Abdullah, allow me to go. Abu Abdullah said to him, if that's the reason, then I allow you to go. As he left, now the army had surrounded the river of Furat. But as soon as they saw that Abbas is coming, they kept going further back and back. They couldn't fight Abbas alayhi salam. They knew that if I was to fight Abbas, I'm certainly going to die. I don't want to fight Abbas. There were 4,000 of them. The 4,000, all in all, they were afraid of Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam. They kept going further and further. Hazrat Abbas reached the Furat. He reached the water. He steps in the water and he takes some water in his hands. Then he throws it back. He speaks to his own self. What does he say to his own self? Ya nafsu min ba'd al-Husayni huni wa min ba'dihi la kunti an takuni هذا الحسين وارد المنون وتشربين بارد المعين ما هذا والله فعال ديني. Look at the foresight of this man. He says to his own self, O self, what is the worth of you without Hussein? And how can you exist after Hussein? How can you drink water when your Imam is thirsty? This is not what my religion teaches me. He throws the water. He fills the bag of water with water for the kids. He picks it up and he gets on the horse. As he's walking towards the tents, Umar ibn Sa'd shouts in the army that if you allow Abbas to take the water to Hussein, none of you would stay alive. Make sure that this water does not reach the tents of Hussein alayhi salam. Abbas kept going and going. These people came to fight him. He was killing them one by one. These enemies knew that we cannot fight Abbas from the front. We have to come with a different plan. Two of these armies, they hid behind the tree, palm tree. One of them jumped, he caught the right arm of Hazrat Abbas. The other one caught the left arm of Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam. Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam left the flag. The flag fell. But he said, I could not leave the water until I go and to the tents of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. He carried the bag of water with the teeth, and as he was going, Harmala shot an arrow by the order of Umar ibn Sa'd that pierced the water. As the water went down, it is as if the hopes of Abbas went. Now he orders the horse, O horse, do not go to the tents of Abu Abdullah. I want you to take me back to the battlefield. Abbas is embarrassed. What is he going to tell the kids now? I have not brought you water. Harmala, when he was caught by Mukhtar's revenge of Imam al-Hussein was such that he would ask each of the killers, what did you do in Karbala? When it was Harmala's turn, he says to him, I shot 3 arrows. What were those arrows? Harmala says, 1 arrow was to kill Ali al-Asghar alayhi salam. 1 arrow was that pierced the bag of the water for Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam, and the 3rd arrow that shot the eye of Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam. Now as he was going towards the battlefield, one mal'oon comes and he hits him with a rod on his head. Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam has lost his balance. He has no arms now. Now I ask you, if someone has no arms, how is he going to fall on the floor? He fell on the floor on his face, and the arrow that was in his eye pierced the back of his head. Upon falling, he says, Ya akhah adrik akhak. Oh brother, come for your brother. Hazrat Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, upon hearing this, he says, Al-an ankasara dhahri wa qallat hilati. Now my back has been broken, O Abbas, and I have no more energy to walk towards you. ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين الذين بذلوا مهجهم دون الحسين عليه السلام.